This is Mr. Elmhorst with the math lesson where we can use equations and we can write equations to help us solve for angles and angle concepts. So there's two angles here. There's two angles, and when put together, they equal 90 degrees. So these are called complementary angles. Let's take a minute, go ahead and write that down. Complementary angles, when you add them, they equal 90 degrees. Okay, so we're going to use that idea to help us write an equation and solve. So first we're going to circle the variable terms. Let me make sure I just got the circle the variable and the sign to the left. So like variables can go together, 3x and 1x is going to be 4x. And then like terms without a variable, numbers can go with numbers. So we put those two variables together. Then we put the two numbers together, the constants, and then we use this idea, make an equation where it's set equal to 90. And then we go through our two steps to solve. Now we have our equation with one variable term, and we go step by step. Move the variable term down to the second step. And then 90 minus 22, 90 minus 20 is 70, 70 minus 2 is 68. And we do the opposite of multiplying, so we're going to divide on both sides by 4. This whole number fraction becomes 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And so now we have x going down to the last step, and looks like it's going to be 68 divided by 4. 1 times 4 is 4. And then 4 goes into 28 17 times. So x equals 17. But the final step is to go back and determine what the angles are. So this would be 17 plus 7. And this would be 3 times 17. We take out the variable and put in the number, and then we add 15 to it. So the next one is going to be called supplementary when two angles add up to 180 degrees. These are called supplementary angles. So you add these two, and that's going to equal 180 degrees. So we use that idea to help us solve using variables in the angles concept. So like variables can go together, x and x can go together. So 3x and 8x is going to give us 11x, and then plus 70 by itself. And then all of that is equal to 180 degrees because of the straight angle when the two angles are put together. Now we set up and solve, circle the variable term, and then go step by step to solve. This comes down to step 2. The variable term comes down to step 2. And we got 180 minus 70, so that's 110. And then this is multiplication, so we're going to do the inverse to help us solve that. So 11 divided by 11 becomes 1. Now we have x is equal to 10. And we can go back up into the equation, put 10 in there for x. 10 in there for x. Then we can determine what the angle measures are. And the last one is the triangle angle sum theorem. So if we add all of these angles, 50 plus 70 plus 60, you add them all up, they equal 180 degrees. So we're going to use that idea, 180 degrees, to help us solve. So circle the variable terms, the sign to the left. So it's going to give us 3x, and we have 35 plus 5 minus 10. 35 plus 5 is 40, and then 40 minus 10 is going to be a 30, and it's positive, so we'll do plus 30. We got 180 degrees. All the angles add up to 180 degrees. So now we circle the variable term and bring the variable term down to the next step, 3x, and then subtract 30 inverse from both sides. So it's 150. And then divide both sides by 3 to help us solve. And now we're left with x equals 50. Now, x equals 50, but that doesn't tell us what the angles are. So we go up here and we take out x and we put in 50 to help us determine what the angle measures are.